what we're doing is we're going to do another show for you tonight. We have Jowler Creek Winery. We're going to talk some wines of Platte County. And everybody take a minute to get this video shared to your Facebook page, and we'll start the show in just a minute.
Look at how handsome I look tonight. It's not bad.
Well, per usual.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did I share correctly?
Brad, how much wine did you have before the show tonight?
How much is in a bottle? Just kidding. Hang on, let me make sure I'm shared. How you doing, Colleen?
You're gonna have to help.
Okay, hang on 1 second. Let me make sure that mine's shared first. Then I'll check you out there.
I think I'm shared. Jason, how you doing on sharing this video? You got it? Or you're not going to worry about it?
No, I'm working on it. I've checked in. Now I've got it.
Okay, I'm shared.
Okay, wait.
I just can't tell if I'm
Yep, that's
sharing
it. I
the
just put
Facebook
it
page or
down.
if I'm actually sharing the live event.
Oh, yeah. So you
So-
want to be sure you're...
Are you on?
Oh,
That's weird.
let me see.
Oh, is that no?
No, I don't think so. What?
I need to share.
Oh, here.
There
Share.
you go. Different button. Okay.
Okay.
Depends on what app you're in, I'll bet.
See everybody, hey, stay with us. We're going to start the show in just a minute. Get this video shared to your page. Let all your friends know. Hit like or comment. We're going to play some games. We've got a game later on tonight. Your chance to win concert tickets. It's Finish the Lyric. Finish the song.
They are all Ivan Foley-ish songs.
Oh, that's good.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
All right. Man, this Facebook stuff. One day I'll get the hang of this, right?
Hot.
Are you warm? I turned the air on.
I don't know why I'm hot.
Okay. Got it shared. Now turn my volume down. Everybody got their volume
Oh,
down?
Okay, I might
Okay.
need help
Okay.
doing it
I thought
on the
you had it.
Jowler Creek page.
Oh, that,
So I can add a whole new dimension of.
All right, so
You in? Let's see.
I checked in and then
Okay.
I share right there.
Maybe there?
Let's see if
Nope.
you can share it from
you
there.
found it at the bottom last time, right?
Now hit just
You
share now to
share
your
on
newsfeed.
the
There you
right
go.
there.
Excellent.
You know what?
Hey,
We're supposed
everybody's
to-
learning Facebook as we go tonight, you guys.
Get it on there later.
Welcome to
Okay.
Landmark Live. Is Colleen getting it shared over there?
We'll get it. We don't have it shared on the Jowler Creek site, but
Oh,
I told her
I'm
we
just
could share it
gonna
on
try
there.
this.
If she doesn't get it, we can get it on there later.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Hey, here we are. It's another Landmark Live. You missed us last week, didn't you? Because, we didn't do a show, right, Brad? What were we doing? We just took a week off, didn't we?
Yeah, you told me not to come.
Yeah, I said, Brad, I've seen enough of you. And then we sent text to each other all day Thursday because, we were having withdrawals from,
Yes.
being stupid.
Yes.
So we just sent stupid text to each other all day.
Yep.
But tonight we're actually doing a show. We have Jowler Creek Winery, Colleen and Jason with us. And if I get your names wrong, I think I'll hear from our sponsor. Dr. Lowry is sponsoring us tonight. And the last time I mentioned Colleen's name on the show, I mispronounced her name, and Dr. Lowry got crazy.
He is an expert in names.
That's what he said.
Thank you, Dr. Lowry, for looking out for
He
me.
threatened to perform some kind of surgery on me if I did that again. It was weird. So tonight we're going to talk the wines of Platte County, right? And who better to talk the wines of Platte County than the owners of Jowler Creek Winery? Now, tell us about your business, Colleen. We'll let you start. Go ahead, give us a little background on Jowler Creek Winery.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
We are located just up the road, north of Platte City, off of I-29, and we're Missouri's first green winery. We do lots of different sustainable things. They're different, like mini sheep. Ivan didn't let me bring a sheep in tonight because they're not potty trained, but
That would have been bad. See what I did? First bad joke of the night.
Oh no! Sad trombone.
but we have 9 different wines we make, ranging in style from dry to sweet. So we brought a bunch of them.
Super. And sustainability, I read about it on your website. You've got a great list of stuff on there that you guys do. I mean, if you're interested in finding out more about it, go to their website and check it out. I mean, you guys do a bunch of very cool things. And you were the first Missouri winery to be 100%, or not 100%. What is it? What is that certification that you've got? The big deal.
Well, last year the state actually came out with an ASAP certification program through the Department of Ag, And so there are different categories that you can get certified in. And so we were the first winery in the state to get certified across all 5 available categories.
That's fantastic. We're not very sustainable here at the Landmark.
No, we don't have any solar panels. We don't have solar panels. We don't have a place to plug in your electric car, but you guys do, right?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
Yes.
Out there. I've seen that. And if I ever get an electric car, I'm going to go out to your place and just charge it.
Come on
Just
out.
park it there all night.
It's great.
It's going to be awesome. So tell us what, now you guys do, you grow your own grapes and the whole deal, right? So take us from start to finish on producing a barrel of wine. Can you do that, within, I don't want, like a long drawn out explanation. Kind of give
I
us
could
the
talk forever.
Cliff Notes version of creating a barrel of wine.
Okay, so the winemaking process, I guess, the basic, it's kind of funny because when we talk to people, they imagine all kinds of industrial mechanisms and production going on back there, but making wine, they've been doing it for centuries, and basically you could put a bucket of grapes in the middle of the floor and come back in 3 weeks, and the natural yeast would have started the process, and you would technically have wine. So basically we have big tin cans, they're nice and pretty, we use stainless steel for cleanliness, but we put juice in big tin cans, and then we add yeast to that juice, and the yeast consumes the sugar that's in the juice, it converts that to alcohol and CO2, and the alcohol bubbles out, and the CO2 bubbles out, and the alcohol remains, and so you have this delicious liquid that has a little bit of alcohol in it, and that's wine. And so the process is very simple. Well, what we work at is making sure that the end product tastes good and doesn't spoil and those kind of things. But the making of wine, there's no fire or cooking or industrial, destruction of a component to come up with something new. It's juice being fermented by the yeast, and we're just coaxing it along and guiding it through the process.
Interesting. How long is that process, Jason?
So the white wines that we make are usually ready to be drank pretty quick. So our rule of thumb is 3 to 6 months. They're light, they're bright, they're tasty, so they're ready to be drank sooner. Our red wines will usually bottle in about 11 months or maybe 11 and a half months. We bottle them just before we need those tanks for the next vintage. Mm-hmm. That gives them more time to soften, mellow out, absorb some of that oak flavor when we put oak in the wine and stuff like that. So a little bit longer for the reds, but the whites are pretty quick.
Interesting.
How do you make sure it tastes okay?
Well, lots of trial and error.
And I'm assuming you take meticulous notes on everything, right? You'd have to, just like brewing beer, right?
Yeah. Winemaking is really, it's an art and a science at the same time. So the art of it is the fact that there's thousands of little things that go into what the end product's going to taste like. So how we pruned last January is going to affect how the grapes ripen and how they're going to taste come October. Sure. And then they'll go in, so there's all those things through the production in a year. And then it's going to go in the winery, and then there's what kind of yeast you choose and how, what temperature you ferment at, and how long it sits on the yeast, and how often you rack it, and all of those little things that impact the final flavor. So from that perspective, it's an art. She and I could go out and get the same grapes and make 2 totally different wines out of the same grapes. That's an art. But once we have a wine that people like and that we like, then we want to make it consistently. So then it becomes a science where we measure and we try to manage the vineyard in a certain way so that they will ripen a certain way. Then we harvest at a certain time, at a certain sugar level, and we pick the certain yeast. And so then it becomes a science to be as consistent as possible to make the same end product. Or
Never would have
similar.
thought about that with the grapes and all the little things that have to go into be the exact same way, the way you prune them, the way you do all this stuff makes such a big difference. I never would have thought that. I learned something new today, guys. That's awesome.
We're off to a good start.
That's what we're here for.
That's great. Let's drink.
It's an educational show, Brad.
That's what we do here. And by the way, while they're pulling some stuff out,
yeah,
can we?
Hey, yeah, let's
Check
talk
this
about
out.
this.
This is fantabulous right here.
It's the debut of our banner. Check it out, guys. Landmark Live has its own banner now, and the beautiful thing is we'll be able to take this on location when we go out, because this is the first time we've been back in studio.
Yes, for
5
weeks.
weeks.
Yeah.
So anyway, when we go out on location, next time we go, we just take this whole setup. Cindy's kind of rigged this up to where we don't even have to take it all the way down. We got these zip ties around the pole.
Is that going to fit in her Volkswagen?
Probably not, but we'll strap this over her windshield, and but we'll get it out to our next remote, as we call it in the biz, right?
Yes, that is what we call it.
It'll be fun. We were going to do it out there at their place tonight, but no, they said no, they'd rather come to our place. So hey, the debut of the banner takes place right here in Studio A, you guys. Anyway, how about that?
Very good.
I appreciate Cindy actually designed that for us. So good work,
Fine
Cindy.
job, Cindy.
Good job.
Yes.
Yes.
back to the grapes of wrath, you guys. Now, do you stomp your own grapes and all that jazz, or what's? Take us through that process.
Well, we have a grape stomp where people can actually come out and
Yeah.
get in barrels and stomp grapes and drink while they're doing it, obviously. But we don't use those in the wine. That goes back out as fertilizer in the vines.
That'd be a buzzkill.
Well, that's the wine they brought for us. Right. That's Ivan's.
Yes. Now, what's your top seller? Let's talk about some of your specific wines that you brought with you tonight, and tell us your top sellers and
Well, we brought a little bit of everything to show off tonight. So
Awesome.
we brought some red wines because we make dry red wines. We make some semi-sweet wines. We make sweet wines, and so we've got a whole lineup here that's going to fill up your cover up your brand new banner.
Please.
But we do have quite a variety. We just brought a little bit of everything to show you. And that's the cool thing is everyone has different tastes, and so you can come to a winery like ours and try the wines. And if you like dry red wines, we're going to have something for you. If you like something more tropical and light and sweeter, we have something for you. And if you like, the sweet dessert wines, we have that too. So no matter what your tastes are, or if you've been drinking wine for years, or if you're new to it, we have a lot of different things. So that's kind of our goal, is to have something for everybody's palate. So there's no right or wrong answer to what you like, but we find people like sweet when they first start out, especially. Some people stay that way.
Right.
But so right now, if you say our bestseller, I'd probably have to point over here to our Moscato de Missouri. It's just a really popular wine, not just our wine, but in the whole category of wine consumption. Folks really like Moscatos right now, and so that's definitely our top seller right now.
and that's a sweet one,
And
right?
it's sweet and fruity and delicious, and
Goes down easily. I
Yes.
can confirm that. I've been out to your place and had some of the. Now, do you make like a red that's also a sweet?
Yes, I'm thinking, don't you like the red cockadoodle?
That's what it is, the cockadoodle doo.
Oh,
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's yours.
Yes. Proud of that one.
That's great.
But yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, that one's really popular. That one, we try and put critters on every label that we actually see out in the vineyard, and so
That's cool.
we actually the rooster, we use the chickens out there for pest control, so we had to get them on the label.
That's great. I was going to say, that's got to be one of the funner artistic parts of it all, is naming these things, right? I mean, that would be one of the fun parts for me, and drinking it, of course.
Yeah.
But names are cool. I mean, let's name off all these. You got the Moscato,
Yeah.
Moscato de Missouri. You've got the Red Cockadoodle Doo. You've got the, I can't read this, Vignoles? Vignole.
it's French, so you don't say that.
Can you, Vignole? Can you tell us what the Vignole is?
You're not in Iowa anymore.
I'm sorry. Vignole.
That's actually the name of a grape. So, like,
Okay.
I mean, we have fun with some of the blends, like the Butterfly Blush, the Red Cockadoodle Doo, the Moscato. But then you get into like the Vignole, the Traminette, Chardonnay, Norton, Chamberson. Those are all names of grapes, just like Chardonnay is the name of a
Right.
grape.
Well, that's good. You just named half of them, so I don't have to try to say it.
Yeah.
So that's good. Butterfly Blush. Is
Now
this-
that's a good one too.
I was going to say, I'll bet
Yeah.
I'll like this. Is this
Yes.
kind of like a Zinfandel? Or
Yeah, it's going to be in that category of white
Yeah.
zin. It's not red, it's not white, it's right in the middle,
Yeah.
crisp and light.
I would say I'm a Zinfandel kind of guy.
You would like that one.
I probably would.
Had that one the
Yeah.
last time I was out there. Good stuff.
Do you want some?
Yeah, why
Is
not?
there a
Let's
glass
start
Where
with
do you
that.
wanna
What
start?
the heck? Yeah, let's try that. And I know you like the Cockadoodle Doo,
Well, yeah.
but you want to try something new.
I'm
You
gonna
want to try
guess-
something new.
I've probably tried all these at some point.
Oh, okay.
But I'm gonna have a refresher course tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We didn't bring a dump bucket, so
And I kind of poured like
you want some?
a heavy little taste right
that,
there.
that
Sorry.
is
all right.
That's a healthy amount.
You want-
Give me a
You
little
want the
shot there if
butterfly?
you don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
Colleen.
Cheers.
Hey, next week, guys, a real
Oh,
briefly.
boy.
Let's
Speaking
talk
of
about
alcohol.
next week's episode. You know, we got with the sheriff's department, and we kind of indicated a desire to do a DWI prevention episode of Landmark Live. So we had this great idea, and Chris Kamler helped come up with this. And Chris is going to be back next week to help us do this. Our DWI prevention episode is Chris and Brad and I will sit around drinking shots of alcohol. There'll be a sheriff's officer in the room with the portable breath machine. And every so often he'll come in and test our blood alcohol content to see if we are over the limit to drive. We're going to see how long or how quickly an individual can get drunk to the point you're not supposed to drive. So this is an educational episode coming up next Thursday night. Thank you to the Platte County Sheriff's Department for helping us out with that. And what is the name of this one again? This is the
Butterfly
Blush.
Blush.
Cheers. Cheers. You say cheers when you're drinking wine? I mean, is that okay? It sounds like a beer
Yeah,
word.
you can like cling,
Clang,
like
yeah,
do
it
the
goes,
whole thing.
Yeah.
See, I slammed it.
Slam.
You're not really supposed to slam wine.
Was it red?
It was Butterfly Blush.
Butterfly
Nice butterfly
Same thing you're
blush.
drinking.
Nice. Oh, it's the same one. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I really like it. This is
It is
definitely my kind
That's
of
right
wine.
up your alley, isn't it?
Yeah. And then the other stuff that, I mean, look, I'm sure you hear this a lot. I'm not a big wine drinker. I mean, you can probably, I mean, are there a lot of people that aren't big wine drinkers that are red wine drinkers and not white wine drinkers?
Right.
Are there? I mean, or is most
Yeah.
most people who aren't wine drinkers that will drink an occasional glass of wine go for something a little lighter, you think? Or am I wrong about thinking?
I always compare it to when we started drinking coffee.
Mhm.
When I started, I liked lots of cream and sugar and, you know, lighter coffees. And then over time, my coffee got darker and darker. Now, like the, you know, super dark, you know,
Sure.
Hawaiian stuff. But wine, a lot of times, it's the same way. When I first started, the first wine I liked was something sweeter, like these on this end of the table.
Mhm.
And then over time, I started to like drier and drier wines. Some people go directly to dry. I mean, Colleen grew up in California, and so she didn't know anything but, you know, big, bold red wines. But
Sure.
in our general area, someone that's newer to wine, they start on this end, and then they gradually get drier, meaning less
Sure.
sweet. And so, but then there's other people that they, you know, they like the sweet stuff or semi-sweet or whatever, and they just stay there. There's
Right.
nothing, there's no right or wrong, but you do tend to start here and move to a drier wine over time.
Right.
Makes sense. Yeah.
Now, of these, if I wanted to start moving up from, let's say I'm right here where we started. If I wanted something that's kind of dry but not too dry, what's my next step? Do you have these in like order of the?
They're close.
Okay.
Probably the Vignol or the Traminette
Okay.
would be your next
Okay.
bet in dryness. And then, I mean, we have seen quite a few more. I kind of think people's palates are getting a little bit drier since they've been exposed to a lot more wines. So we just launched the Chardonnay, which is a dry white, like a Chardonnay,
Okay.
and that's really taken off.
I'm going to try that one too. But I think before I do, I want to try this other one that you,
Moscato?
the Moscato. Yeah, is it open already or not?
Go for it.
All right, I don't want to break anything.
Yeah. Break
Easy
your
access
glass.
with the screw top.
Yes, I like that. Do like that. That's for amateurs like me.
Hey guys, we do have a sponsor tonight. He is Dr. David Lowry. You may know him. He's the one who makes sure we pronounce Colleen's name correctly. If you're looking for a doctor for your child, we have the answer. Platte County Pediatrics is the answer. We pride ourselves on being flexible and making sure we are able to take care of your kids as soon as possible. If you call during regular business hours, there should be no problem getting your child in the same day to see Dr. David Lowry. He is an experienced board-certified pediatrician. Call Dr. Lowry's office at 816-858-5253. Thanks to the good doctor for sponsoring the show tonight. We appreciate his support.
Cheers, Lowry. Thank you.
Cheers. We're going to actually have to ask Cindy to do some research while filming because on the one ad, the phone number is 5253, and on the other ad, the phone number is 5252.
Ooh, you know what? I think it's 5253.
Leave it to
That's a
me.
good catch.
You know, David Lowry might be good at pronouncing names, but I'm good with phone numbers.
You caught that right away. While you're
Check that.
drinking.
Yeah.
Let
Well, I
me
was gonna say,
research
yeah,
that while you're
I
drinking.
poured myself another generous glass, and you can. I mean, it's nice because I don't drink a lot of wine. If I do have wine, it's usually one bottle, one kind. So it's not very often that you get a chance to mix them up like this, and you can tell right away that. I think of what the word was. So what am I tasting? I don't really know. You know, I can describe beer, but I can't describe wine.
Are you
as
getting the
much.
carbonation? Like a little tickle on your tongue?
Yeah, a little something. Yeah, a little maybe.
So this Moscato is a tribute to the Moscato d'Asti style, and she mentioned the carbonation, and we do add carbonation, and it's really light, so when you look at the bottle, you don't really see champagne bubbles or anything, but
Right.
you get a brightness on the flavor.
Yeah.
When wine is very sweet, you're balancing between the sweetness and the acidity, and so if it's too sweet, it tastes syrupy, but if it's got some acidity and brightness, it's really good, and then if it has that little bit of carbonation, that brightness, it
Right.
brightens up, and so you have syrup on one end of the spectrum, and then you have Moscato, which has some nice brightness and acidity and carbonation that makes it really fun and tasty on the palate. You could drink, you know, a whole glass, or
Yeah.
syrup you might want to pour it on your
Yeah, I was gonna say
pancakes,
it's
but
very.
this is very easy to
right,
drink.
right.
It's like,
Well, and after having a little bit of the blush, you know, it's obviously a noticeable difference. And you're right. I was expecting something a little different, but you're right. I could drink I could drink too much of this. It's very easy to drink, I guess is the best way to say it. There was something else now I was going to say, but I totally forgot what it was.
That's
It must
right.
not have been very
Now, how many acres of grapes do you guys have out there? Vines, I should say.
7 acres of vines.
Okay,
Yep.
7 acres. And who's in charge of that? Is that your department, Jason, or is it teamwork all the
It's
way?
a team effort. Pretty much everything we do is a team effort. I mean, Colleen obviously she's the brains. I mean, there's no doubt. Keeps us organized and everything going smoothly. And then, but we work together in pruning. We work together in, making decisions. Okay, should we harvest now or give it 3 days or a week? And then in the winery, we sit down together like we're doing today. We have all the wines in front of us. And, for example, when we're blending the butterfly, we'll do it in different ratios, and we both taste and work and come to a consensus between us. Which ones do we like? Which should we add some more of this in, and so forth. So it's definitely a team effort all the way through. She's the fortunate one that gets to deal with all the accounting and taxes and government reports. But otherwise we pretty much work.
That's why we drink.
That's right. And you guys we should clarify, they have a long drive to work every day, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell them
15 steps.
15 seconds, yeah, 15 steps, exactly, because you guys live right there at the winery.
That's right.
That's awesome.
So your house is the one where I'm sitting there enjoying the music. I just turn around and look at your house. It's right. It's your house.
That's us.
That's you guys.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
We started this whole thing in our basement back when we moved to Platte County. Driving up that driveway of our brand new piece of heaven, Colleen's like, you know what, we should plant some grapevines. It would remind me of home, and it would be kind of a fun hobby when we're not in the city doing our day jobs. And so we started planting grapes, and then as tends to happen, the hobby got out of control, and so we planted 250 vines the first year, and said, well, that was cool. Let's plant 500. And then we said, well, that was cool. Let's plant 1,200. And so on and so forth. And then eventually we needed to do something with that fruit. And so Carline's like, well, we should do a winery. She's always the ambitious one. And
We're crazy.
And we're like, well, one problem, we don't have a place for a winery. And we're like, well, we have a basement. And so we started in our basement, that big tall brown house in 2006. And that's how it all started, making wine in the basement. And once we started having customers come to the winery in 2008, first we had to make some wine, and then we had customers come out. We had a couple kids, and so Colleen would be down in the tasting room. We went out and got the bar from the patio from Ace Hardware and set it in there. So we're now a winery.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And a baby in the sling and pouring wine in our basement for folks. So that's where it all started, right there in the big tall brown
That's
house.
fantastic.
That's great.
Now, what I like about it is you guys talk about your venue, because you have musical acts come in, right? In the warm weather months, obviously, and it's a nice little patio venue, I call it, out there. And you've got chairs kind of built into the side of the embankment there, a little bit of picnic table areas and whatnot. Talk about that a little bit. How you get the musical acts to come in.
Well, we're like, who should talk? Yeah, we do everything together. Well, first of all, I will note that we have music year round. So
Okay, cool.
even in the cold months, music inside. We have some awesome acoustic soloists and stuff inside. But yeah, outside we have our wonderful wine garden, and it's just a great venue to sit back, relax with your friends, listen to some music. We have some great local bands, play some good rock and roll. We have 80s night coming up on Memorial Day weekend, and it's always a huge draw. So put on your long hair and bandanas. And,
Who's the band? Who's the band?
Mojo Saint will be
Mojo
playing.
Saint.
Yeah.
Mojo Saint's been playing
They're
with
good.
us for a number of years. They're just awesome people, and we love having them. So they'll be playing 80s music on Memorial Day weekend, and they're here almost every month or so. We'll have Mojo and then other musicians come in. But it's just a great venue to hang out, relax outside. We've got some new outdoor amenities, new tables. Just it's really come together. Spring's making everything look really great at the winery. So.
That's awesome. We got to get out there, Brad.
We do.
We got to do a little night out to Jowler Creek. Tell everybody the address so they know where to find you.
We are at 16905 Jowler Creek Road. So just off I-29.
Right, just northeast really of Platte City, right? I-29 would be the Tracy exit.
Yep, the Tracy
Okay.
Weston exit,
Yeah.
and you go right to get to us instead of left to get to Weston.
There you go. Follow the
East.
signs.
Yeah.
You're not drinking, Ivan.
I'm ready for
Are you
another
ready
one.
for the red cockadoodle, or you want to try something
Move me
different?
up this direction.
Okay.
I'm kind of trying to
I'd like to
grow
try
up.
something over here too. I want to try whatever Ivan tries. I'll try it
All
too.
right, we're gonna pour the vigneul next. Vignol is a hybrid grade. One of the things about what we grow is it has to be able to survive our freezing cold winters and hot, humid summers. So you have this roller coaster of weather. And so some of the more famous wines like Merlots, Cabernet, Chardonnays that grow in California, they're way more risk involved in trying to grow them here because they don't have that tolerance for the freezing cold winters, things like that. So we grow native varieties and hybrids. And a hybrid, of course, they cross something that tastes good with something that survives well in the winter, and a hybrid grape. Vignol is one of those, very tropical, as you can tell.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
My wife would like that.
Got some zing to it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it's probably right up.
Semi-sweet is what we consider it. And Colleen has this awesome thing on the back that she worked on the back of the label, and I'm sure you can't see it on the on the video, but you can see our labels online. On our labels, we have things that you can see where it tastes like, what it pairs with, and then a sweetness scale. So that when you look at our bottle, it's easy to tell what's in there. From dry to semi-sweet to sweet, and then tastes like we have pineapple, honey, and I think this is a peach. And so then pairs with, for example, we have taco night, chicken. Everything goes with chicken, and this is cheese, Swiss cheese, as an example of just to get you ideas of what each wine has. And so if you look at all of our bottles, they have different little keys to what's in there.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier because they're all facing us, and I was going to say something. I'm glad you brought it up. So here's a crazy question I want to ask you both real quick. Kind of a two-part question, I guess. Number one, if you each had a personal favorite of your wines right now, or maybe even a personal favorite of a wine that you've done, let's just say maybe even in the past, you've got to have one in your head that you've just always really, really liked. And I know they're like children. I know they're
Totally, that's a good
yeah,
one.
I know you want to pick one,
It
but I'm
depends on the
asking you
day.
each to pick. You can each pick one, so you just leave the other ones out. But see if you can pick one. I'm just curious.
You can go first.
I think right now that it's getting a little bit warmer outside, I'm really liking the Vignol, just because it has some sweetness to it, but it's crisp enough you can drink a whole bottle fairly
Right.
easily if you have a designated driver.
Right.
But it goes back and forth. In the winter, I really like the dry reds.
Well, while we're talking to you, Colleen, then also what do you like that isn't yours? Do you ever drink any wine that's not yours? I mean, you still, I know, you look at me, do I? Of course you do.
Oh, yeah.
I was afraid you were going to look at me, give me the death look.
Only jealous.
Yeah, what else do you like out there that just out of curiosity?
I grew up on the central coast of California, and my parents still live out there, so when we go visit my parents, we dump the kids off, and Grandma and Grandpa watch them, and we go visit wineries. So I'm pretty partial. I love Pinot Noir from the Central Coast, like Rancho Sisquoc. We spend a lot of time out there, so we really like their wines and going and visiting out there. Ken Volk, we really like his Pinot Noir.
Okay. And I'm guessing too that kind of gives you ideas and inspiration too, right? When you're tasting them, it almost has to be a part of making wine. You can't just stick with your stuff, right? I mean, okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're just like everyone else when we see the sign on the highway for a winery.
Let's
Check
go
it
down.
out.
Right.
Check it out.
Right.
We want to visit and try wines, and it's because we really enjoy it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So what if you got to pick one, Jason? What do you think? Just one.
Well, I think Missouri Norton is probably the one that rises to the top for me, grabbing it, for a meal. Big bold red, it's Missouri State grape, and I just enjoy it. When we make wines, this is the one that is probably the most challenging in the winery, and so when it comes through nicely, that's what's really exciting about it.
Yeah.
So that's my go-to. But I'm like Colleen, it depends on the situation. Hanging out with friends in the sunshine, yeah, she's right on with something there.
Yeah, in the middle.
Bright,
Yeah.
crisp, and cold. You can see the
Cold,
bottle
yeah,
sweating.
Right.
But if I'm having steak, I'll grab the Norton.
Makes sense. And I'm guessing that you guys kind of share other stuff, kind of the similar interests, or are you more of a? I mean, I shouldn't even ask if you're more of a red or more of a white guy. You guys are wine people. You just like it all. You're not like me, where it's like you just have a little here and there. But do you like anything in particular that you wanted to mention other than your own stuff?
I just like so many different things.
Yeah.
I can pick out all these different wineries in Missouri we just love, and we love their wine. We learn from them.
Right.
We want to, you know, hope to be as good as them someday. That kind of stuff.
Sure.
So we're just big wine fans in general. And then of course everything I know about wine started with, you know, coming from Colleen and her taking me to Central Coast wineries. And so yeah, I'm partial to those Central Coast wineries as well, because I mean, frankly, we've just had wonderful experiences together at these places.
Right.
And that's what endears you to wine. You know, we can go down and get decent wine for $7 at, you know, at the local store, or you know, a lot of stores, and it's very drinkable and could have a nice meal, and that's fine. But man, what really endears you to wine is it tastes good, but those experiences, coming out and relaxing in Jowler Creek, enjoying the band, a great evening with your friends, and so you know, we have so many of those memories at other wineries as well, and that's what makes them even more special.
Sure.
That's what I like about it. You know, you can get a bottle of wine and just sit out there and listen to the music, and it's just really, it's not an expensive night at all. You know, you just sit out there for a few hours and sip on a bottle of wine and listen to the music. It's a great time, and doesn't set you back in the pocketbook much at all, right? I mean, am I
Opening
right?
a winery, Mike.
Well, yeah, but as a customer to the people that they're
No, I'm
catering
just
to,
joking.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
no.
So we started in our basement. We
Right,
started
right. It's
small.
already slow. And not that you need to get into this, but I mean, one of the things that I think about sometimes when it comes to opening a winery or a brewery is just all the red tape and all the stuff that you must have to go through. Right? You're nodding. I know.
Yeah, I mean, we couldn't just, you know, say we're going to make wine
Right.
in our basement
There's more
and
to
open
it.
up the door. Like, we had to get permitted. They came and they saw this is in a house, so they actually came out and said, we're going to have to see what you're wanting to do here. And so we actually had to put plywood up on all the doors and make it a separate facility. But yeah, we're a highly regulated business.
I can imagine. So.
Do you think there's still a lot of homemade wine going on in Platte County? You know, got old farmers that got it going on in the basement or out in the farm or out in the barn?
Yeah, I think in general it's a very popular hobby. Missouri law, we knew this because we were home winemakers at one time before we became a licensed winery. You could make up to 200 gallons of wine legally in your home for home consumption. You can't sell it.
That's a lot of wine. I got you wrong.
That's a lot of
You
wine.
get in trouble if you sell it and distribute it, but
Right.
the law allows up to 200 gallons for home use. So that's a lot of wine for one household a year. But I guess if you had it every meal, or 2 meals a day at least, I don't know, back in the old country. But
Now, you guys have some food options out there too. I know you have some bread that's really good, right? Talk about what do you have in the way of food out there?
Yep, we have, we call them picnic pails, and so it actually comes in a pail, so there's fresh baked bread in there, cheese, we have local sausage from Paradise Meat Locker that goes in there, and then seasonal fruit that goes in it as well, so
Yeah, that's awesome.
you can munch on some stuff while you're drinking.
That's cool.
Really good. Really good.
I'll mention, we also have, in addition to just our regular wine tasting where you can taste all the wines, we have a local food and wine pairing. And so Colleen kind of assembled food from, she mentioned Paradise Locker, Chateau cheese from Chateau Dairy, which is here in the region, KC Canning Company, and what else am I forgetting? Colleen makes truffles, and the whole family gets in on that, the kids. But that's called our local food and wine pairing, so you can actually get each of 8 wines paired with these local foods, and it's a really fun tasting experience. So you can do that as well, and you can even pre-purchase that online and come on out, and that way you pre-schedule so we can prepare from it.
That's
So you
fantastic.
can walk in and taste anytime, or get online and do the local food.
Yeah. Did you guys ever think it would take off like this? You know, when you were making wine in your basement, did you ever think it would become as big? Jowler Creek would become as big as it has?
No, I
Successful.
mean, when we got out of our basement, we thought we were building this huge tasting room, huge winemaking facility, and we outgrew that. We realized, 6 months in, it was too small. So we expanded again, and now we're to the point where we're like, did we build too small again?
Right.
Always buy your second home first. Is that what they say, or something like that? Always buy your second winery first.
Next time
Grow
around.
into it. Yeah, you'll know next time.
Do you want to try some dry red?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's do it.
Now, do you ever get a batch where who does the taste testing? Is that you, Jason?
Again, both of
Both?
them. When it
Okay.
comes to that.
Do you ever get one you say, that's really not good enough. Let's not put that one out.
And what happens
Do
to
you,
those?
do you ever?
I wonder what happens
Do you
to
call
those.
Brad and say?
I mean, I've got a pretty picky palate, and so I'll nitpick quite a bit, and we'll make.
I was gonna say, we got Jason's opinion and we got the real opinion, the one that matters.
The one that counts.
That's right.
So we'll make quite a few tweaks to it before it goes in the bottle. What?
I'm gonna finish that.
Oh,
It's gonna taste funny.
good call. Maybe that's why I have so many.
So what? Tell us about this little booger right here. Is this a? You got? I mean, I was thinking on my way here. It's like, I wonder. You don't do wine to go. You can't like do like crowlers and growlers like they do in beer. I'm assuming, but you do have smaller possibilities. Is that what this is, or tell me a little bit
Well,
about
this one has a kick to it. This one's 16% alcohol,
Oh, boy.
whereas the others are 12.
it? Right.
Okay.
And so this one we call it Nort, and so it's basically a port style version.
Okay.
But back to the red tape, the government wouldn't approve us calling it a port when we sent the label in for approval because it wasn't made in Portugal.
Oh, really?
So I got mad
Oh,
and
good for
sent
you.
it back as a Nort because in Missouri we can have a Nort since we grow Norton.
Okay.
So at first they said, no, you can't do that because you're abbreviating Nort, but I resent it back again and it got approved.
Awesome.
That's great. Now, reds are they supposed to be drank more at room temperature? Okay, that just wanted to clarify that again, not being a wine drinker.
No, there's no right or wrong. Some
Sure.
folks, if you think about what room temperature used to be, if you're from northern France, then maybe it was 66, 68 degrees or something. So
Right.
cooler,
Sure.
not 72 like my house,
Right.
unfortunately. No, but you know what I'm saying. We're more in that 71 degree
Sure.
average. Anyway, room temperature used to be colder, and so you can enjoy reds colder, but not usually refrigerated cold.
That's right.
That being said, there's no hard and fast rule. If you want to put your Norton in the fridge, go right ahead.
Yeah.
There's nothing on
It won't really affect the taste, or will it?
It will technically, as the wine warms, you know how the aromas and
Okay.
phenols and all those things that go on with your receptors, it will open up as it's warmer. So that's why we tend to do room temperature because
Gotcha.
you can experience more from it.
Right.
But if you enjoy it cold, then
Yeah.
who am I to say you can't?
See, I like my drinks cold. I think that's probably why I prefer the lower end ones here. And when I say lower end,
We're Americans like iced tea,
Yeah.
cold beer, and
right.
Yeah.
Right. And
True.
speaking of that, see, have you ever thought about doing the wine slushies out there at your place, or maybe you do? Do you do any wine slushies out there?
No, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
I'm working on somebody to
That's awesome.
realize that's a
Because
good
I was
idea.
at a winery one time, and this is going to cost me my man card, I think. I sat there the whole night and drank nothing but the wine slushies. It was so good. You know, just because I like
So
cold
cute,
drinks.
Ivan.
Yeah, it was cute.
Did they think and everything?
I even posted it on social media, and I got razzed quite a bit.
Was that on before the air supply?
Yeah, right before air supply, right before I switched to the cock-a-doodle-doo.
That's great.
So yeah, but so think about that, because I know if you did the wine slushies, you'd have at least one customer out there. That would be me, and I think I could get Brad to go
You
try
could.
some too. But,
We can get our wives to go.
Yeah.
Does Linda drink wine too?
Yep. Oh, she drinks more of the wine than I do. I'm more of a Bud Light person, but we need to read a Dr. Lowry commercial.
Which phone number is it?
5-3.
Okay. Can I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're in
All
charge.
right. Need a doctor for your child? The answer is Dr. David Lowry of Platte County Pediatrics. Same-day appointments are available. Dr. Lowry is a board-certified pediatrician with 19 years experience, with the last 12 years in Platte City, caring for children from St. Joseph to Kansas City and beyond. Call 816-858-5253 or check them out at PlatteCountyPediatrics.com. Dr.
Awesome.
David Lowry.
Thanks, Dr. Lowry. Hey, it's time to get into the game portion of our show. You guys are going to play some games.
Yeah,
with
you're
us.
going to help Ivan out in case he has
Yeah.
trouble here.
What we're going to do, we're going to play for the viewers at home. We've got some great concert tickets tonight. You guys like the 80s music, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there's an 80s band coming to Ameristar. It's the Molly Ringwalds. Brad, are you
I
familiar?
forgot to look them up. Tell
They're-
me about them.
Well, they are the world's greatest 80s experience.
That's
See,
awesome.
In my research that I did, I spent many an hour researching the Molly Ringwalds today.
Great.
And what was that movie she was in?
Pretty in Pink.
Thank you.
Breakfast
A
Club.
little bit. I had a little bit of a thing for Molly back in the day, and
How could
you
you
did
not?
too.
Sure,
I mean, she
you
was
did
just
not.
she
Yeah.
was just cute. How
Still is.
Is she?
I
haven't
think
seen
she
her.
still kind of is. Yeah,
Okay,
she's
all right.
okay. She's doing better than Ali Sheedy.
Had a thing for Molly. So Molly won't actually be there, but this band calls themselves the Molly Ringwalds. And so that's what we're playing for tonight. And the new game that Brad has developed for us is Finish the Song Lyric. Right, Brad?
Yes, and we went from into the Ivan Foley vault of music.
Yes, very extensive. vault.
Yes, I've learned a lot about your musical tastes over the last several months.
Yes.
And in fact, this happens to be a song. Well, first of all, almost all these songs are 70s and 80s songs, except for one of them, which is a country song. Because I know you like country music too.
I do.
Yes,
I do.
yes. So this first one is one that I learned. Ivan should know this without any help. But we're going to see if Jason and Colleen can help as well. Do you need me to? We need to get a player first.
We're going to play for Mark Van Bale, I
Mark?
believe.
Van Bali.
Mark Van Bali.
Bali. I pronounced it Bale. Okay. I'm glad.
Hi,
you're
Mark.
there. I sometimes butcher these names.
All without Dr. David
I
Lowry.
know,
too.
I know. Without Lowry, Lowry is he's so pissed right now. He's going to be calling this doctor. Mark, what'd you say his name is?
Van Bali.
Van Bali. Okay, Mark Van Bali. For you, Mark, you're going to win 2 tickets to the Molly Ringwald concert if we get this correct for you, Mark. So cheer us on.
I'm not going to sing it. Dr. Hook.
I know him.
It's a band, not a him.
Oh.
Dr. David Lowry Hook. Dr.
That was
Hook
Lowry's
Lowry.
nickname in college.
That's right. Sylvia's mother.
She
Okay.
said yes.
So Sylvia's mother says, Sylvia's busy, too busy to come to the phone. Sylvia's mother says, Sylvia's trying to start a new life of her own. Sylvia's mother says, Sylvia's happy, so why don't you leave her alone? And the operator says,
40 cents more for the next 3 minutes.
very good.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mark Van Bali. Did I pronounce the name right?
Next time you have to sing it, Ivan.
Okay. Mark, come get these at the Landmark Newspaper, 252 Main Street. Now, the concert is until July 6th, Mark, so you got some time, but right here.
Yeah.
Now, if you guys will be seeing Mark, you can actually take those. But is he a customer of yours?
Yes. Mark, if you come up to get your tickets, you have to come by and say hi.
There you go. I might send these with the good folks at Jowler, Mark, so that way you have to go to Jowler.
Yes.
Pick up your concert tickets, so I'm going to hand these to Colleen.
Thanks.
How about that? Okay. How many questions you got tonight?
I got several. We can go all night. We got wine. We can do this all night long. By the way, I want to mention real quick. Happy 154th birthday. You don't look a day over 100. I'm
Appreciate
impressed.
that. Well,
yes.
I'm still younger than Cindy, and you're still younger than me.
That's right.
But yeah, the Landmark recently celebrated its 154th year, the start of our 154th year. So there you
That's
go.
I,
cool.
I really enjoyed reading the artitle about the history of the landmark too. It was very cool.
Thank you. We've
Definitely.
been in this building since 1869. How about that?
That's
Downtown
cool.
Platte City.
Like I said, don't look a day over 100. Ivan.
Thank you.
That's
buddy.
great.
Appreciate that.
Who are you playing with this time?
Let's
Anybody?
play for, I wrote down a couple names. Laura Evans. Do you guys know Laura Evans?
We do.
Okay, Laura Evans.
Wine
Hi,
drinkers.
Laura.
We're playing for Laura.
Okay. This is a country song that we have actually mentioned before briefly on the show. I believe it was back when Emma Jo was on the show.
It's not that badonkadonk song. is
No,
it?
it's not Donk. No. It's a song by Lone Star.
Okay.
It's called Amazed.
Ah,
I don't know how you do what you do. I'm so in love with you. It just keeps getting better. I want to spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever.
Oh, that's hard.
oh, and we totally know this song.
Let me see if I can sing it for you.
Okay.
Want to spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever. Oh!
It keeps getting better now.
Nope, that was earlier.
Okay.
Like,
Laura probably knows the answer to this.
I don't know how you do what you do. So in
Baby,
love.
I'm amazed by you.
That's right, but what's the line right before it? Let's go back again. Want to spend the rest of my life with you by my side forever and ever. No. Baby, I'm amazed by you.
And it
For
says,
the rest
Sometimes
of my
about-
life.
Something about what you do. I don't know how you do what you do.
No!
Yeah, that is two. Check it.
Every little thing
Oh!
that you do.
yes.
Baby, I'm amazed by you.
I'm sorry, Laura. I thought I had it. I thought I was there. I thought I nailed it.
Do you want to give Laura another chance?
Yeah, let's
I think
try.
it's fair.
Let's
I
try.
think it's fair.
Because
okay.
we were close. That was
Sorry,
like half.
Laura.
Yeah. And it's funny that you were mentioning 70s and 80s, or we were talking about this earlier, with acts that come to Jowler Creek Winery. I was going to ask for Ivan if you guys could get Little River Band to come. Because I hear he's a big fan.
I was a big fan until I saw them in concert.
I could go all day about Little River Band, by the way.
Tell me about it.
Well, let me just tell you real quick. No original members that you watched. None of them.
None of
the
them?
guy singing is some Yoko who was a bass player and maybe saw a couple
So they're just basically a cover band.
Exactly.
Okay.
I
Well,
would
no
not-
wonder I did not like them.
No offense, but I would not pay money to see those.
I did
Yoko.
not pay money.
Good for you.
Yes.
You don't pay money to go see anybody.
No, I don't.
So we're going to do a Little River Band song.
All right,
All
let's
right,
do it.
here we go.
Hello.
Have you heard about, we got to get a player. Oh, we got a player. We got a
We're
player.
still doing for Laura,
Still doing
right?
more.
We're going to give Laura another chance.
Have you heard about the Lonesome Loser?
Yes, I have.
Beaten by the Queen of Hearts every time. Have you heard about the Lonesome Loser?
He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying.
He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying.
Yeah!
Yes! You should know that one, Ivan.
I did.
Congratulations.
Laura gets tickets after all.
Woo!
Right.
Yeah.
Yay!
You're
All right,
welcome.
guys. You'll probably see Laura. I take it she's a customer.
Yes, we
Okay.
can see Laura too.
Put Laura's name on that
Okay.
pair. Now what we have, Brad, you may be surprised.
Oh.
What we have is a certificate for a free spray tan at Total Tan. North of Berry Road, our friend Vic Perrin owns the Total Tan Salon. Love that place. We've been down there. Did you ever go for your free
No,
spray
in fact,
tan?
I'm thinking about going tomorrow because we got to go up to Iowa for graduation.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I want to look nice and tan for my family.
There you go.
But I don't want Vic to do it. I was wondering if his girlfriend could do it. Maybe
Vic,
could do it.
She could probably. She could. I think this is with the machine. You don't get the
You're
personal
right, you're
touch.
right. The
You don't
British
get the
girl.
personal touch.
That's right. That's right.
You gotta pay extra for that. But this is a spray tan from the Pura Sunless Spray Tan Machine.
Do we have a player though?
Yes, we do. Her name is Jackie.
Jackie.
Jackie Halloran. Jackie Halloran.
Jackie
Our
Halloran.
friend Jackie. Jackie's a frequent viewer of the show. Oh, how about that? There's an old friend that just checked in. If we get another prize, I know who we're going to ask to play. All right. How many? You got another question?
I mean, I got multiple ones. I'm trying to decide which one to do, but I think I'm going to do this one because I'm mixing it up a little bit here. Okay. So we just mentioned in the Little River Band song Queen of Hearts. We're going to do the song Queen of Hearts by Juice Newton from 1981, I believe it was.
Wow.
Yes. I had the 45 record of that song.
Going way back,
Yes. You ready for this, Ivan?
I think.
Okay. You're going to have help from Jason and Colleen. too.
I'm going to need it, I think.
Okay. Playing with the Queen of Hearts, knowing that ain't really smart.
The Joker ain't the only fool. Jason's got it. Who'll do anything for you?
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah. Was
Joker
that
ain't-
close?
No, you got it.
Okay.
You got it. You got it. Joker ain't the only fool who'll do anything for you.
All right.
You got it. Good for you.
We are good.
Get tan, baby.
Woo!
Love it.
Jackie, you get a spray tan, Jackie.
Sweet.
Tell you what, and now I just found evidence that we have a second spray tan to give away.
Oh, that's good. You got the song.
Yeah, so what it means is I've got to run downstairs after the show and make another copy of this.
That's how we do it. That's how we
Thanks,
do it.
Vic. All right,
Right.
so
Good thing we got paper here.
yes, and a copier.
That's right.
We have like Brad and I. We have like 1,000 of these at home, and we hand them out to our friends.
Dude.
And it's pretty awesome.
Vic doesn't know.
Vic is like, where the hell are all these certificates coming from? All right, we're playing for Priscilla Cousins. Priscilla,
get tan. Here we go.
Priscilla.
This is a little bit of a long one, but I know Ivan's going to know it because it's another one of his favorite bands, Air Supply.
Air Supply.
Tell
Wait a
them,
minute.
tell them the truth. It really is one of your
It
favorite
is,
bands.
because every time they come to Kansas City, I try to go.
Yeah.
I've often had conflicts, but every time they're at Ameristar, I don't give those tickets away. I usually take those just because, that was my high school days, Air Supply. Those guys still think they're ladies' men. They're really not. They're like 70 years old, and they still think that they got it with the ladies, but
Yes.
so they're fun to watch in that way too. Because,
Yes.
you guys are Air Supply fans?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
All right, then you guys will probably be able to
you
do
guys-
this one.
I'm going to let you guys take this one then.
I know just how to whisper, and I know just how to cry. I know just where to find the answers, and I know just how to lie. I know just how to fake it, and I know just how to scheme. I know just when to face the truth, and then I know just when to dream. And I know just where to touch you, and I know just what to prove. I know when to pull you closer, and I know when to let you lose. Right?
Yes.
And I know the night is fading, and I know the time's gonna fly. What's next?
but I'm never gonna.
Yeah.
Never gonna make it without you. That's too soon.
Yep.
Brad, lead up to it. Not quite as far.
Let
as
me
you
start
did that
again.
time.
And
Yeah.
don't
You
start
said
over.
last- Yeah.
Yeah, just.
And I know when to let you loose, and I know the night is fading, and I know the time's gonna fly, and I'm helping you here, and I'm never gonna.
Yeah. Hang on. Yes.
All right. Bonus points. Who wrote the song?
It was either Russell or the tall guy.
It's
The tall guy's
Graham.
Graham, thank you.
Graham. What's his last name? Russell.
Yeah, how about that?
Graham Russell Hitchcock, right?
Thank you. Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'll tell you what.
I feel bad for Priscilla.
Well, okay, we're gonna do another one.
Okay.
Jim Steinman wrote it. The guy who wrote the Meatloaf stuff. Jim
Okay.
Steinman wrote. You can tell it's a Meatloafy song. You can hear Meatloaf singing this song. It's a Meatloaf song. Yeah. It goes, and I'm never gonna tell you everything I've got to tell you, but I know I've got to give it a try.
Yeah.
Let's move on real quick and give her one more chance. I do
Okay.
happen to have one more.
All right, one more. Let's do it. Priscilla.
It's another Little River Band song.
Oh boy.
So, lady, let me take a look at you now. You're there on the dance floor, making me want you somehow. Oh, lady, I think it's only fair I should say to you.
Jason, take it.
I have no idea.
Colleen, you got it?
Don't be thinking that I don't want you.
Baby, I do. Don't be thinking that I don't want you, because maybe I do.
Because maybe, yeah.
Maybe I do.
Yeah. That's
Maybe.
close enough.
Is it maybe? or
It's maybe. It's maybe. It
Oh.
sounds like baby, but it's
Oh,
maybe.
yeah,
But they're
see, all these
Australian.
years I
It's-
thought it was
it's-
baby.
It's the Australian accent, I think,
Okay,
is what it is.
yeah.
I think that was close enough.
Close enough
I think that's
for
close
Priscilla.
enough. I think that's close enough. Get your tan on.
Priscilla.
Priscilla Cousins, come into the landmark office and get your free spray tan at Total Tan. Whew, how about that, guys? That's
Yeah.
all. That's all the prizes we've got tonight, unless we go downstairs and make more copies.
I'm worried about your Little River Band fandom. I don't know.
Well, the concert ruined me last week.
I understand.
Yeah.
So funny. I need more wine.
Yes. Guys, anything you want to say before we let the show go away for tonight? Just give us one more time your address so they know where to find you.
We're at 16905 Jowler Creek Road, Platte City, Missouri. You can find us if you're heading north, get off at exit 20, which is the Tracy Weston exit, and head east. Or if you're headed south, you get off at exit 25, which is the Camden Point exit, and we're just a few miles south there, but we're obviously on the east side of I-29.
Fantastic.
Awesome. Very good. We appreciate you guys coming in
Yes.
and telling us about the wines of Platte County and about specifically about Jowler Creek and what you have. Great stuff. Great tasting wines. Thanks for bringing the samples. That was
Yes,
awesome.
having us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
For having us.
great time. So
We're just getting started.
Thanks for
Yeah.
sponsoring us.
yeah. Thanks again to Dr. Lowry for sponsoring us. Hey, tune in next week. We've got the DWI prevention episode. We will have Uber drivers taking us home, so don't worry about how intoxicated Brad may get. We will not let him behind the wheel.
But I got to walk here, so I got to start tomorrow.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Thanks again for tuning in.
And thanks, Cindy.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.